Connecticut is a beautiful state, and I've been lucky enough to explore 24 outdoor places that I thought were awesome. They are great for stress relief, exercise, and picture taking. I'll leave addresses in the description below this video if you want to check them out. As always, explore at your own risk, follow the rules, and of course, enjoy the great outdoors. Let's get started. Yantic Falls. Yantic Falls is a waterfall located in Norwich, Connecticut. It's also known as Norwich Falls, Uncas Leap Falls, Upper Falls, and Indian Leap Falls. Just above the falls, which drop 40 feet, the river is spanned by an iron pedestrian bridge, built in 1904, and a railroad truss bridge. Back in 1643, legend has it that a great battle between two Native American tribes, the Mohegans and the Narragansetts, took place. Rather than surrender at the hands of the Mohegans, the Narragansetts, driven to the edge of the falls, chose to jump and were believed to have perished. Legends aside, the falls are one of the most powerful in the state. They are very impressive and you'll love seeing them in person. Roaring Brook Falls. Roaring Brook Falls is a waterfall located in Cheshire, Connecticut. It's an 80-foot horsetail waterfall which descends a wooded cliffside on West Mountain. It ranks as one of the tallest waterfalls in the state. The falls have been preserved in their natural beauty by the Cheshire Land Trust dating back to December 7, 1978. I found the falls and the surrounding area to be quiet and peaceful. Along the trail heading to the falls, I saw the remains of a giant chimney. The hike up to the falls is a bit steep, but very rewarding. It's a great place to explore. Westfield Falls. Westfield Falls is a waterfall located in Middletown, Connecticut. It features a pair of two drops about 30 feet apart. The falls on the left side have an 18-foot plunge. The falls on the right are a 15-foot horsetail. In addition, the water dripping down the sides of the walls is quite pretty. Unfortunately, the falls are located fairly close to Interstate 91, so you will hear the sound of passing vehicles. I also noticed some graffiti at the time of my visit, but honestly it gave the location a unique personality and I still enjoyed myself. I took a lot of video and a ton of photographs. Buttermilk Falls, Plymouth. Buttermilk Falls is a waterfall located in Plymouth, Connecticut. The falls have a 55-foot total drop. Its water source is the Hancock Brook. I love starting above the falls and working my way down through multiple levels of rocks and flowing water. Next to the falls are large, mighty boulders standing tall like giants. Walking the falls is a beautiful sight. The bottom of the falls are rewarding as well and offer more excellent picture-taking opportunities. It really is a picturesque fairy tale setting. Kent Falls State Park. Kent Falls State Park is a public recreation area located in the town of Kent, Connecticut. It's home to the Kent Falls, a series of waterfalls on Falls Brook, a tributary of the Housatonic River. The falls drop 250 feet under a quarter mile. Built next to the falls are a series of stairs and observation decks. It's fantastic viewing the falls from the very bottom to the very top and all of the places in between. Bring your camera and be prepared to take a lot of pictures. There's a ton of beautiful scenery, hiking, fishing, and picnicking. Lighthouse Point Park. Lighthouse Point Park is located in the city of New Haven, Connecticut. It's comprised of 82 acres and provides great views of downtown New Haven. It features the 5 Mile Point Lighthouse. This 90-foot octagonal tower was constructed in 1847. It's made of brownstone, brick, and has a granite stairway. In the 1860s, a fog bell was added. The lighthouse reached the end of its use in 1877, but luckily it still exists today. The park also features a beach area, a carousel, a splash play area, a playground, a fishing pier, and trails. It's a great place to explore and collect images. West Cornwall Covered Bridge. The West Cornwall Covered Bridge is a wooden-covered lattice truss bridge over the Housatonic River in the town of Cornwall, Connecticut. There have been many bridges located here, possibly dating back to 1762. The current bridge was believed to have been constructed before or around 1864, and has received many renovations since. It has survived several threatening disasters over the years, such as flooding due to multiple hurricanes. In 1945, the bridge had to be repaired after a 20-ton oil truck fell through the bridge floor. The bridge was painted red for the very first time in 1957. It is one of only 3 surviving covered bridges in the state of Connecticut. It's a beautiful sight that you don't want to miss. Enders State Forest. Enders State Forest is a Connecticut state forest located in the towns of Granby and Barkhamsted. It consists of 2,098 acres of land, including a waterfall trail that's about a half-mile long. It has 5 diverse waterfalls featuring slides, plunges, cascades, and horsetails. These falls are known as Enders Falls. These waterfalls are spectacular. There are stairs with railings and clear paths, which allows you to see a wide range of the falls safely. It's an exciting place to visit and take a ton of pictures. Don't forget to bring your camera. Seaside Sanatorium State Park. The Seaside was a medical facility in Waterford, Connecticut. It was built in 1934 by famed architect Cass Gilbert. It was designed to treat children with tuberculosis. It was thought that its fresh sea air and bountiful sunlight location could help cure the disease. The children there were all under the age of 14. The site would eventually be used as an elderly home and then as a center for the intellectually disabled. The buildings are empty now, and as a state park, you can walk the grounds and take beautiful and sometimes haunting photographs. It's definitely a great place to check out. It has so much character and personality. I often wonder what we would learn if these old building walls could talk. Seville Dam. Seville Dam is an earthen embankment dam with masonry work in Barkhamsted, Connecticut. When placing concrete, the contractors often work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week building it. It was grueling. The dam was completed in May 1940. It's 130 feet tall and 1,950 feet long. The dam created the Barkhamsted Reservoir, which is the primary water source for Hartford, Connecticut. The upper gatehouse tower looks like a castle or a chapel with its circular design. Some people find it romantic. It's a fine place for capturing images, and I think that you will really enjoy it. Avery Point Lighthouse. Avery Point Lighthouse is a lighthouse in Groton, Connecticut, on the Avery Point campus of the University of Connecticut. Construction of this lighthouse was completed in March 1943 during World War II, but wasn't lit until May 1944 to avoid a possible enemy invasion by sea. Its original light consisted of 8 200-watt bulbs, not very powerful when you think of today's lighting technology. It was named after Captain James Avery of New London, Connecticut. It's 55 feet tall. This lighthouse was deactivated on June 25, 1967. By the late 1990s, the lighthouse was in very bad shape. Luckily for all of us, in the early 2000s, it was restored and stands tall today, picturesque as ever. Case Mountain. The Case Mountain Recreational Area is located in Manchester, Connecticut. It's made up of 640 acres of land. The property was originally owned by the Case family, industrialists who operated a paper mill and water bottling facility. Alfred and Albert Case, twin brothers, produced washed cotton supplied to the Union Army during the Civil War. Today, Case Mountain features trails for hiking and mountain biking. My favorite area is the waterfalls under the Case Pond Upper Dam. It's a beautiful and excellent place to capture images. It's also close to the Spring Street parking lot, so you don't have to walk far to get to it. Convenient if you don't have a lot of time. Fort Trumbull State Park. Fort Trumbull State Park is located in New London, Connecticut. In 1775, Governor Jonathan Trumbull recommended building a fortification at the port of New London to protect the seat of the government of Connecticut. Building was completed in 1777. It was attacked in 1781 during the American Revolutionary War and was captured by British forces under the command of Benedict Arnold. After its capture, the British burned New London. The fort was repaired around 1808 and has been redesigned and rebuilt several times since then and has been used for many purposes by the United States Army, Coast Guard, and Navy. The masonry fort that stands today was constructed between 1839 and 1852. In 2000, Fort Trumbull was opened as a state park, and it's an amazing place to take pictures and video. I went to it on a foggy day, which gave a dramatic look in my opinion. Southford Falls State Park. Southford Falls State Park is a public recreation area covering 126 acres in the towns of Oxford and Southbury, Connecticut. The park offers fishing, hiking, waterfalls, and a covered bridge over 8 Mile Brook. The flowing waters of 8 Mile Brook were once used to provide power for an early industrial complex made up of grist mills and sawmills, for example. Today, it's a great place to take in natural beauty. I find the falls to be incredibly photogenic and relaxing. It's even a great place to paint, as this man told me. I think that you will like it too. Just don't forget your camera. Wadsworth Big Falls. Wadsworth Falls State Park is a public recreation and preserved natural area located on the Coggin-Chog River in the towns of Middletown and Middlefield, Connecticut. Its 285 acres features trails and designated swimming and picnic areas. It has 2 natural waterfalls, the Big Falls and the Little Falls. Pictured here, the Big Falls are my favorite. I've taken photos and video of these falls at different times of the year, and they never fail to amaze me. The sound of the flowing water will bring you peace as your eyes take in the incredible sights. Collins Axe Factory. Collinsville is a village in the town of Canton, Connecticut. When I go there, I love taking photos and video of the old Collins Axe Factory. The Collins and Company factory opened in 1826. It used the power of the Farmington River to make products like axes and machetes. In 1966, the Collins Company closed after 140 years of business. The old buildings are still there and are full of character. While in town, I also like to walk the Farmington River Trail. For much of its length, the trail hugs the banks of the Farmington River. I also love capturing images of this old bridge, once used by the Canal Line Railway. This area also looks great in every season, each season revealing new characteristics. Castle Craig. Castle Craig is part of the 1,800-acre Hubbard Park in Meriden, Connecticut. The tower, built in 1900 by local stonemasons, is constructed of trap rock and is 32 feet high. A metal interior stairway is used to climb up to the observation deck. The views at the top are spectacular because the castle is located on East Peak in the Hanging Hills. You can hike or drive up to the tower. The drive is convenient if you don't have time to do the hike. Meriden industrialist Walter Hubbard donated the tower and surrounding park. In 1987, a 90-foot flagpole was erected thanks to the Meriden Lions Club. You will love this place and the views it has to offer. Hubbard Tower. Hubbard Tower is located in Talcott Mountain State Park in Simsbury, Connecticut. The tower is 160 feet tall and is situated 1,000 feet above the Farmington Valley. It provides panoramic views of the Hartford skyline. It was built for Gilbert Hubbard in 1914. He was a food and beverage entrepreneur, famous for products like A1 steak sauce and Smirnoff vodka. Many celebrity guests have visited the tower over the years, including General Dwight D. Eisenhower, architect Frank Lloyd Wright, and President Ronald Reagan. Trust me, you don't want to miss Hubbard Tower if you are ever in the area. Remember to take your camera. Lover's Leap. Lover's Leap State Park is a public recreation area on the Housatonic River in the town of New Milford, Connecticut. It has hiking trails, scenic vistas, and historic ruins. The 160-acre park features an iron bridge built in 1895, which is an awesome subject to photograph. Legend and folklore state that long ago, a native chief's daughter fell in love with a white man. She fed and cared for him and kept him from harm. He eventually left her, but promised to return. Many seasons passed, so the chief decided to have his daughter marry a member of their tribe. Before the wedding, the princess got on a small boat and rowed to the Great Falls. Just as the princess went over the falls, the returning young man spotted her and leaped down the falls after her. They both perished. A Romeo and Juliet type tale, there is little reason to believe that this story ever really took place. Still, it is intriguing to walk the park imagining their doomed love affair. Old Newgate Prison. Old Newgate Prison is a former prison and mine site on Newgate Road in East Granby, Connecticut. The site includes the remains of the state's first official prison. One of the first Old Newgate prisoners that documentation still exists for was John Henson. He was sent to the prison for burglary in 1773, but escaped in 1774. The prison was used from 1776 to 1782 to house prisoners of war from the American Revolutionary War. In 1790, it became a state prison. Most of the above-ground buildings present today were built between then and 1827. It's named after London's Newgate Prison. I walked the grounds on a foggy fall day, which made for some haunting video. Definitely check out Old Newgate Prison. You won't be disappointed. Gillette Castle. Gillette Castle State Park straddles the towns of East Haddam and Lyme, Connecticut. The castle sits above the Connecticut River. It was built between 1914 and 1919. The 24-room stone castle looks like a medieval fortress but it was built as a retirement home for William Gillette. He was a noted actor, director, and playwright. He is most famous for his role as Sherlock Holmes. William Gillette died in 1937, but his castle still stands. The estate was purchased by the state of Connecticut in 1943 for $5,000. It's a great place to explore. Chapman Falls. Devil's Hopyard State Park is a public recreation area located in the town of East Haddam, Connecticut. The 1,000-acre state park includes hiking, fishing, bicycling, picnicking, and camping. My favorite thing to photograph there are the Chapman Falls, with a 60-foot total drop. Posted on a billboard at the site is a Puritan belief that Satan once walked along the 8-Mile River and became infuriated as his tail became wet. To express his anger, he scampered up to the falls and stomped his hooves on each section of the falls, leaving scars in the boulders over which the falls descend. This is where Chapman Falls derives its alternative name, Devil's Hopyard. Legends aside, the Chapman Falls are a beautiful place to spend the day. I highly recommend them. Silver Sands. Silver Sands State Park is a public recreation area located on Long Island Sound in the city of Milford, Connecticut. The park features sandy beaches, boardwalks, and seashells. It offers swimming, picnicking, trails, and birdwatching. With over a half-mile shoreline, it is a great place to visit and take pictures. During low tide, visitors can also walk to Charles Island. Visiting the beach in the summer makes a lot of sense, but I've found it to also be very visually interesting in the fall and winter when there are less people around. You don't want to miss it. Fairfield Hills Hospital. Fairfield State Hospital was a psychiatric hospital in Newtown, Connecticut, which operated from 1931 until 1995. During its operation, treatments included hydrotherapy, insulin shock therapy, electroconvulsive therapy, and frontal lobotomy. Many of the buildings were connected by a series of concrete tunnels used to move staff, patients, and equipment. Although you can't go inside of these buildings today, many of them still stand. They're beautiful and haunting at the same time. It's kind of like walking the set of a Hollywood movie. Get ready to shoot a lot of images. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. In the comment section below, please tell us about your favorite places to capture video or still images.